Hello, this is Chiak. We are back with Syberia, the world before. Now, I did have to go look at the walkthrough just to get an idea of how far I am, just based on its chapter listing, I guess. Let's call it that. Chapter listing. We're just a little over halfway through the game. So, oh wait. Guess my hopes of game is done before I head up on my vacation. It's not happening.
I can't believe Leon is on the run, all alone in those mountains in the middle of winter.
Oh, am I... Oh. This is like the actual... So this is what she read. Once we had cleared away the unavoidable logistical... Actually, is it... Hold on. There we go. The high plateau of Batia. October 25th, 1937. I always feel like I'm saying Baltair wrong. Anyway, my darling Edelweiss. It has been months since I last wrote. I hate myself for not sending you news more often and for not being able to receive news of you. But our expedition has taken us far from civilization and from its conveniences. I find myself now where probably no other modern-day human has ever ventured before. Today, my companions are getting ready. Is this the exact same? I can't remember if this is like exactly the same. Today, my companions are getting ready to return home. I regret to inform you that I won't be able to go back to Europe with my fellow survivors. Something bad happened during the expedition. I, no doubt, am partly to blame. So here in these frightful mountains, I shall remain for some time more. You'll probably hear them say all sorts of things about me. Not very pretty things, I would imagine. Nevertheless, I would like you to know my version of events. Okay, so this part... I hope that these lines scribbled off in a hurry will allow you to understand what happened and that your feelings for me will remain intact. So I think this part we heard. And it's probably this part that I have not. Once we had cleared away the unavoidable logistical and administrative matters, the Origin expedition left behind Kantar, the capital of Baltier, as well as any traces of civilization. After hard days of hiking, we set up our base camp on the threshold of a high valley where rhododendrons grew. All the witnesses seemed to concur. This was where the Goron... Origin scientists were on a mission to capture the Goron and bring it back to Europe. The Brown Shadow, a wealthy benefactor, intended to boast to the international scientific community about its extraordinary discovery. As you know, several members of our group were entirely in agreement with its line of thinking. Others simply saw it as a generous and accommodating sponsor. Above all, we all shared a love of science and were not bothered by the fact that it sometimes required us to make some nauseating compromises. For weeks on end, we explored every mountain and valley around camp to no avail. There's not a single Goron in sight. Oh, Goron. I feel like I spelled that wrong. A few blue bears succumbed to our thorough investigations as they were somehow similar in shape, but the mysterious man of the mountains remained unseen. Autumn was approaching. The river started to freeze at the edges of, and the prospect of having to head back with nothing for our toil was becoming more and more apparent. Excuse me, I just kind of woke up, so... The joyful banter of the first week was no more. The men were becoming moody and tense, especially our chief, Reinhard Berger. Assuming we got like snippets of some of this, but then the rest of it might not have been narrated to us by Leon. Each morning he sent out a team. Okay, I mean, unless some new information comes up, let me just try speed read because... Okay, Reinhardt ordered to find Horst, follow upstream. Horst was undoubtedly the least experienced mountain climber among us, and Reinhardt was worried as he had not yet returned to camp. Eventually found him high up at the fork in the stream, on an islet, covered in everything the water had swept up. Horst pointed at a pile of sticks from which I could occasionally hear something, or rather someone, wailing over the noises of the bubbling stream. What? No. Child Goran was clearly visible. We could not believe our eyes. It was not quite human, not quite animal either. Its shape and fur looked just like the accounts we had gathered. It would appear Horst had found what we were looking for. The infamous Goron, a abominable snowman to some, and the ghost of the Baltea Mountains to others. I told my friend he should immediately go inform the rest of the expedition while I tried to reach the tiny creature tangled up in the middle of an island. Getting to the creature was quite a trial, but I will spare you the details. His leg was seriously wounded, secured it with a makeshift brace. Creature finally accepted help after I gave it a cracker, and then tried to bring it back to shore. It was a young specimen, my darling Dana, almost like a child, and as soon as we made eye contact, I knew this was a creature endowed with reason. Some sort of primitive hominid. When companions joined me... Okay, and this, that's exactly what he said. It was quite a challenge to calm them down and convince them the odd little creature needed food and medical attention. We eventually brought it back to my camp, where I worked on repairing its fracture and dressing its wound. I even managed to feed it some hardtack with jam. Okay, so this really is I'm just trying to see... Because, I mean, like... I didn't understand... I just have clearly explained why the brown shadow... They were trying to get some... Went up on the scientific community. Here's our scientific clout. Okay, night was falling. For a while, my companions appeared to be treating the little Goron with some degree of clemency and had agreed the battery of tests to be inflicted upon it could wait until the following day. That evening, we all joyfully raised our glasses to the occasion. Reinhard Berger had hidden a few bottles of champagne and schnapps in the bottom of our trunks just for the occasion. Around midnight, our small prisoner began to moan. It was a long and painful whine that echoed off the cliffs all around. We were tired from the events of the day. Some of us had knocked back quite a few, and were not prepared to listen to screeching cries just as we were about to turn in for the night. We walked over to the cage. Reinhard Berger tried to calm the Goron down, but to no avail. Really? That was calming? Okay. He was threatening to gag it when the booming growl rang out from the depths of the rocks, answering the young Goron's cry. A huge shape of what indeed appeared to be an adult Goron slipped across the moonlight and walked menacingly towards us. It clearly intended to free its kin. I advised my friends to clear the way and let this towering creature, probably the infant's mother, go by. We all know how powerful maternal instincts can be. Alas, Reinhard was not of the same opinion. He grabbed our rifle. Our expedition would be considered a success whether the Goron was dead or alive. Without so much as a second thought, I jumped on him right when he was about to pull the trigger and tackled him to the ground, so that the powerful anthropoid who saw us as a mere obstacle between her and her son would not trample him. You tackled him to the ground? I'm actually confused of how he died. The only explanation I could think of is that... There we go. It literally says right here. He hit a rock. Okay. Because I think what I remember is he elbowed him in the face and then he went down. Anyway, Goron destroyed, Mother Goron destroyed cage, freed child, vanished into sight. I stood up, but Reinhard Berger did not budge. He was lying on the ground dead. When he fell, the unfortunate bugger's head hit a rock, and it was my fault he was dead. As far as my friends could see, were they your friends? I was not trying to protect him from the Goron, but on the contrary, trying to keep him from shooting her. My dear Dana, I must admit... Okay. Honestly, that's what I thought. I wasn't aware... Okay, because here his explanation is that... was that he was trying to keep Reinhard from being hurt if the fire didn't... if the shot didn't take. Okay. My dear Dana, I must admit that both of these thoughts crossed my mind simultaneously for a split second. I considered the Goron to be a human being, a primitive one, but certainly not a wild animal, one who kills without hesitation. As you may have guessed, Sauer, Jaeger, and Bauer disagreed. As they saw, I was the person who irresponsibly murdered their leader, and they intended to hand me over to the authorities in Kantar once we came down from the valley. They were so vehemently upset with me, I quickly understood they were incapable of mercy or understanding. They pulled me away from the group and tied me to a tree. After they buried Reinhard, my once-upon-a-time friends decided to put an end to our gruesome adventure as quickly as possible. They apparently wanted to leave straight away the next morning. Horst Sauer is to thank for me writing you this letter today. He told me he was bringing me food and took the opportunity to untie my hands. Okay, we've already... I can only imagine the bond we created over the past weeks prevailed. Perhaps he felt the same way I did about the Gorons and their human-like qualities. I honestly do not know. I slipped away in the darkness without further ado while they were sleeping. Oh, thank God, last page. So there you have the full story, my darling Dana. I don't know what will become of me, where my escape will lead me over the coming weeks. Always remember... Okay, I think he narrated this part, so I don't need to read this. I think we're good here. And then there's inspecting the flowers. Oh no, we're just taking a closer look.
Come on, Dana. There were enough tears already. As I said, dear diary, I'm leaving tomorrow. Papa and Mama are sending me to a sanatorium out of town for a few months. They say it's for continuing my convalescence. In other words, to send me and my secret away from prying eyes. My parents have accepted the offer from their longtime friends, the Zimmers, to pay for my hospitalization at the sanatorium. The Zimmers said it was in the name of their long friendship with Papa and Mama. But I think they feel bad that they can afford to flee Wagen in the Brown Shadow, whereas Mama and Papa can't.
Okay.
The ideal summer and winter resort in the most picturesque and enchanting spot looking over the River Dombra. Well, let's hope that's true.
Hopefully only good things happen. Okay, this is probably the same thing I looked at before.
I was planning to give up all my old toys and dolls. But now I guess I'm going to need them in a few years.
Fortunately, I doubt it survives.
The medication to treat my cough. Mama is forcing me to take it again since I collapsed after getting Leon's letter. I should pack it.
Okay. Anything, Okay, assuming we go back and she just takes it. In my head, I'm still, like... I guess from other games, but
I'll put you away in there as soon as I'm done, dear diary. Better to keep you safe than risking to lose you where I'm going.
Let's go this way. I don't know if there's... Never mind, there's a lot to look at. Oh, 2 exits.
Poor Papa and Mama. They were devastated when the doctor they called after I collapsed discovered my secret. That secret I dared not speak about to anyone. Not even you, dear diary. Now I can tell you. I'm pregnant, dear diary. Leon is the father. There were a lot of tears and screams when the doctor told Papa and Mama. But they finally decided to pretend that the baby will be the foster child of a missing relative. I know everyone expects me to feel guilty, but I can't help thinking of names. If it's a boy, of course it'll be Leon. to bring his father good luck. And if it's a girl, I think I'll call her Anna. Mama says Leon is nothing but an unscrupulous adventurer who took advantage of an innocent girl, but I know it's not true. Papa looks 10 years older since he learned of my pregnancy, but what seems to have affected him the most was to ask Herr Zimmer for help.
Okay. The only thing we have to do is pack. Oh.
Junta inspired me, I guess.
Oh, this is the... Now that I think about it, Junta had more influence on me than... Okay, we already saw this. I have to, like, physically put these in? Yeah, because I saw this. Pack photos of parents. Okay, so we have everything to pack. So let's just pack it. Medication. And then photo of parents.
Well, that should be it.
Alright. Close suitcase. Bien. Oh, no, wait. Ugh, okay. That was awkward. Okay.
All I need to do now is to conclude my diary entry and hide it somewhere safe with Leon's letter.
Say goodbye to your diary. Right. Let's quickly go here. Okay. My diary is here, yeah. I feel like I didn't really need to read the long letter since it was just... the, the book forum events that we saw.
Now you know everything, dear diary. It is now, I guess, the time to say goodbye for a while. All I can hope now is that Leon will survive winter in those faraway mountains, and that he will find a way to come home and clear his name. We will wait until then, me and the baby.
Okay. So we have a new place to head towards.
Me and the baby?
Do you still think there might be a family connection between you, Kate Walker?
Well, all I know is that my family on my mother's side came from Europe. Well, like a lot of New Yorkers, right? I don't know from where exactly, but... And then there's the music box my mother left me, which it turns out plays the Vaughan anthem. I mean, it all seems so magical. Almost like destinies at play.
Or a coincidence, Kate Walker. The law of coincidences states that the more an individual is liable to believe in coincidences, the more coincidences happen to them.
But then there's the fact, Oscar, that everyone keeps telling me Dana and I look so much alike.
What do you plan on doing now, Kate Walker?
According to the diary, Dana left for a sanatorium outside of town. The records might tell what became of her and her baby. But before we go, there's something that's been bothering me.
What is it, Kate Walker?
The pogrom that Frau Heigl told us about, the one during which the house and the neighborhood were ransacked, happened in 1938, if I recall correctly. Dana said that she was leaving for the sanatorium for a few months at the end of 1937.
Indeed, Kate Walker. So it is very likely she was safe and sound over there when the pogrom occurred.
Yes, but what if she was home with her baby? I need to be sure before we leave for the sanitarium, Oscar. We need to search the neighborhood for more evidence.
All right, Kate Walker. Where you lead, I will follow, as long as you don't forget your bag.
Trust me, Oscar. You're the only friend I've got right now. I ain't losing you.
It's amazing that he fits in that small bag of hers. Okay, find out about the pogrom. So this is probably going to be the I want to say statue, but I don't think statue is the right term. I'm actually not sure what term to use for that. The pillar? The monument? Maybe the monument. Monument works. You see nothing? Man, I wonder if the lady is actually going to come out of that storm. Like, what the hell is this? Okay, go down. Ugh. Huh? I said go down. Okay, so we have this, which I know we need to clean it off somehow, right? Yeah, this. But with what? Oh, it's up here. And then...
Some of the names are covered up with dirt. How could I clean it?
And what do we have in our inventory? And registration file, diploma. We still have the diploma. Okay, so we need somewhere around. There should be cleaning tools. I'm hoping it's not far away, but I got a feeling that I have to like search around the area for it. Is there anything in that anything else that we can find? Oh, I can exit. What?
Threats, riddled with misspellings and signed Frank Hoss, that member of the Brown Shadow who had it in for Leon at the refuge. Looks like he never forgave them and was after Dana during the pogrom.
Indeed, Kate Walker. But the very existence of this message could mean she wasn't home when those tragic events occurred.
That's a good clue, I guess, but I need to find more.
Okay, I was not aware that this area was open.
So, according to that letter, Dana was supposed to stay at the sanatorium until December 1938. Looks like there were medical complications.
Dear Herr Rose, please accept my heartfelt thanks for the new donation Herr Zimmer made to our institution on your behalf. Therefore, it is my pleasure to inform you that Dana can remain with us until December 1938 as you asked. It is indeed the most reasonable thing to do regarding the deterioration in her health. Please rest assured that we will continue to keep good care of her. Yours sincerely. Okay.
Come on, Oscar. We need to find more clues.
Okay, so she wants to be what? Really
Dana's
sure?
initials. Dana's initials.
Okay. The fact that her handkerchief was here is not a good sign. At least to me. Oh. I see. We're using that to clean the thing. So this is what we needed. Alright, so now we can leave. I'm trying to think if in the last set I tried to exit out from there before, but maybe not. Okay, so let's get to the other area, which... Yes, over here. Alright. Oh, it's over here. The angle threw me off. Here we go. Inspect the monument. Wow, no water, you're just doing it like
isn't
that?
mentioned here.
Is this in a... I mean, this looks like this would be in a particular order, so...
Otto, Pfeiffer. What if?
So if here's Rose, if we're gonna find her name, it would be around here. I just... the parents.
Anton and Lena Rose. Dana's parents. Oh God. They were killed during the pogrom.
Is Dana Rose also mentioned?
It doesn't look like it, no. But I need to be sure. I think that's it, Oscar. We know that the pogrom occurred at the beginning of November 1938. Dana's parents, Anton and Lena, were killed, that's certain. But Dana was supposed to be at the sanatorium back then.
Which seems to be confirmed by that message Herr Hoss left in the house, Kate Walker.
Exactly. So I guess we're done here, Oscar. Let's take the tram back to the guest house. We'll try to find that sanitarium first thing tomorrow.
Sweet. Okay, return to the tram. Oh no. Okay, this is just walking. Hello? Oh, they have to push you here? And then we can go? Okay, now the camera's ready. This is the part where I question, would the WASD work better for this? But at the same time, there's so many obstacles in the way that I'm not sure how well I would fare in terms of getting around. I think mostly it's just the camera angle here that makes things a bit awkward. Either way, let's head back to the guest house. Ba-ba-ba. Oh.
So, there she is. The famous Kate Walker.
Sorry, what?
Dana Rose. I knew her very well, you know. Our Dana darling. Waiting for the tram, aren't you? Well, we'd be better off speaking at the guest house. I hear there's a storm coming. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Miss Walker. Colonel Blake.
Colonel Blake or Fraulein Junta?
Connecting the dots, are we? You're a very clever young woman. But you must be eager to know why I'm here in front of you, bearing the surname of one of Her Majesty's military officers. But here's our tram. Would you be so kind?
Okay, I was like, she connected the dots before I did, but this is the thing, she's aware of Kate Walker. I mean, I guess if she was like somehow heard the news of a foreigner in trouble in Europe, a US foreigner in trouble in Europe, and saw her face, like, oh, hello, you look like someone I know. At the very least, oh, it's just a continue. I'm trying to decide, is this a loading screen? Because there's already a loading screen for this possible loading screen, so I don't understand what this section is, other than like just, I don't know, graphical flexing?
So, Miss Walker, you've been rather quiet. I would have thought you'd have some questions for me. No?
You mentioned the guest house. Are you that other guest I heard about?
Indeed, Miss Walker. It's actually Frau Wagner who told me about you. When she told me that you were looking for Dana, I knew I had to talk to you. Frau Wagner told me to call the academy, which I did, and the rector then redirected me towards the Bridge of Mists. And that's how I ended up wandering up and down it, asking about a mysterious American woman with a painting.
I read that you used your prestige as an artist to spy on the Brown Shadow for the UK before and during the war. So, what is your real name then? Junta Steinhoff or Colonel Blake?
Janice Blake is my name, Miss Walker. It's not the sort of name the Brown Shadow would have trusted, I'm sure you'll agree. So I took my mother's maiden name as an alias. Both my parents were diplomats from Austria, you see.
So you were some kind of double agent?
You make it sound more romantic than it really was, miss. But yes, I guess one could say so.
I guess you have new information about Dana for me?
I might very well indeed, Miss Walker, but what if you told me first what that little investigation of yours has dug up about Dana?
I discovered today that Dana became pregnant that summer of 37. Leon was the father. So her parents decided to hide her in a sanatorium outside town, which I assume saved her from the night of the Brown Shadow pogroms in Vagen.
You assume right, but her parents, on the other hand,
Yes, I heard they didn't make it.
poor bastards, if you'll pardon my French.
I know Dana was very concerned about Leon being on the run after the death of that scientist, Herr Berger. I can't blame her. How could he survive through the winter all alone in the mountains in a strange country?
How could he? That's exactly the right question, Miss Walker. That origin expedition in Baltayar. What a mess that was.
So, that's basically all I know. Can you tell me what happened to Dana after she left for the sanatorium to have her baby?
I must confess, Miss Walker, that I was afraid you might overlook some of the painful information here, which is clearly the case.
What do you mean?
Look, I think it would be best if we stay in this carriage until the very end. I know it is an odd request to make, but you really must see this for yourself.
Well,
Until then, I recommend you look outside the window. I guarantee it'll be worth your while.
What? Oh, I thought there was like tracks underneath, but it's just, it has a route and it's pedaling away. Baden Island. Yeah. Okay, hit the end of the line. And interesting, it continues on.
I'm sorry, Miss Walker, but chasing you around that bridge was more exhausting than I thought.
That's okay. I can wait.
Ah, nonsense. I know how eager you are to find out about Dana. So you go first. I'll meet you at section 08. I'll come meet you there.
Can't you just tell me what we're doing here?
I know it must seem cruel, speaking in riddles and keeping up all this mystery like a bloody fortune teller, but I promise, you must see for yourself.
Okay then.
And don't forget, miss, section 08. Find it, and I'll meet you there.
Section 08. Alright.
Oof. Cold as hell here.
Alright, let's, just gonna be a little bit over time here. What's this read? The great Vagan swans are not the only immortal symbol of our town. They are living and fragile beings. So please do not feed the swans. Wrong and uncontrolled feeding can cause illness and be fatal to them. It's like, they're beautiful, majestic, and you're killing them. So stop it. Oh, that's just... Okay. Let's continue on.
How the heck do I get myself into these situations?
What am I looking at?
These ruins, they look like they're from the Middle Ages or something.
And then the question is, would the sanatorium also have been bombed? Or... Okay, let's just follow the path. Should I end this at here?
There's something sinister about all this.
Have no fear, Kate Walker. The sun's setting, and you're all alone in an isolated and derelict place. Statistically speaking, it is highly improbable that you'll meet anybody, good or bad.
Thank you, Oscar, but please do me a favor. Stop trying to reassure me, would you?
As you wish, Kate Walker.
Oscar's just trying to help. Okay, no. Looks... intact? I can't tell. Also, where is section 08?
Grim.
Oh, this is...
This place gives me the creeps. Looks like... Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry, you couldn't... did you not... Were you not able to tell it was a cemetery? Okay. Alright, okay. I mean,
What
I
is
would
it,
hope...
Kate Walker.
This place, it's a cemetery, Oscar.
Yes,
I
it
think
is.
Dana's... Oh my god, she must have...
Don't jump to hasty conclusions yet, Kate Walker. You should try and find that spot that Colonel Blake mentioned.
Section 08. Yes, Section 08 is
Oh,
over
sorry.
there. I don't have time to get lost in that maze.
Okay. We have...
No, I don't think so.
Is this just a piece of paper?
Must have got it wrong.
What?
I'm gonna need you to be my eyes, Oscar.
Will do. Just call me whenever you need directions.
Okay. I was curious. What is
I need
Oscar?
your eyes, Oscar.
Oh wow, that is. You can even see yourself, Oscar. Look at that. But here's the question: where am I? Like, I don't understand. Where's the "where you are here" point of the map? Should I assume here? Okay, so instantly.
Impossible to get through. I'll have to find a way to go round it.
Okay. So.
A cemetery. Oh my god.
Right. Yes, we've established this, Kate. You've already established this. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to end set here. Find the nameplate of donors? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I feel like some of the walking sections in the beginning I'll try to cut out. Section B, okay, that gives me an idea. Okay, stop walking, please. Okay. I'm going to end set here, and we'll go through this maze next set. So, thank you for liking if you liked. Thank you for commenting if you commented. Thank you for subscribing if you subscribed. Thank you for favoriting if you favorited. Thank you for simply clicking on this video. Until next time, guys, see ya!